players, the personalities who come from around the world to play professional soccer in the United States.
In a world where some call it football, football, or soccer, they dare to call it foosball. One thinks New York is blue, the other thinks New York is red. Soccer in America from a German perspective. Let them put some sauerkraut on your hot dog and join them for the Schnitzel Boys USA Hour.
Hey! Sorry, nice MLS. Hello. A nice MLS legend just showed up on screen as we are watching the MLS Skills Challenge. And when Dwayne De Rosario showed up, we got some nice legends out tonight.
Dwayne
De Rosario was a beast in the old MLS days. He was an absolute beast.
I hung out with his son in Costa Rica.
That's creepy, man. You got to leave players' sons alone. We talked about this.
It wasn't just the two of us.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
That's good to hear. Really...
I get concerned sometimes. I get a little concerned a little bit. You tend to spend a lot of time with players' friends and family. No, I'm just joking. I'm sure there's a story.
Well, this was our first CONCACAF Champions League game. Ours meaning New York City FC, and Dwayne De Rosario's son, what's his name?
Dembele. Usman Dembele.
No, it's not, but it's similar. Oh. Anyway, he was kind of hanging around the team. He was not on the team, but he made the trip and he was in practice, and he had some promising preseason appearances, and there was some sense that he was going to join the team, but ultimately he never did. And I think now he plays in USL somewhere. But we stayed at the same hotel in Costa Rica, this beautiful hotel in San Juan, where I hung out with Ronny Deila, and I met
his son.
And people, no, Ronny Deila didn't have any kids with him, but also, NYCFC's president and I spent some time together. Yeah, it was a cool thing. It got to the point where other hotel guests who were just there kind of
wait a minute, hold on, real quick. Right now, Adisa De Rosario just lost the skills challenge we're watching. Is that his son? Adisa De Rosario?
No, I'm sure that's also his son if he's there, but that was not the son I was talking about.
Oh, how many sons does this man have?
Has at least two, I guess we're learning.
At least two. Well, Adisa De Rosario just got.
This is the goalie. This is the goalie wars. We have goalie wars right now.
And for
goalie wars, they only get the lower division guys, the next pro, because there's some serious injury risk here, I guess.
So, I want to see. Is there really?
Adisa De Rosario. All right, so that's okay. I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, I think I remember this from last year. I love this. I want to see. No, didn't Sean Johnson play last year? I want to see Hugo
always
Lloris
been.
do this.
It's always been Osaze. Osaze is his name.
It's pronounced Osei. Can you see
Osei?
Can you see Rosario?
I don't know how to say his name. We're very sorry, but he was never officially a player for NYCFC. He is now playing for the Sounders. I guess he's on the Sounders, but he's not. He's
on the books. We call that on the books.
Oh, he was signed to
the books.
He was signed to the first team in May. This just recently. So that is a new thing. He's playing for the Sounders. I mean, he's not playing much, but he's on the Sounders roster. Anyway, Costa Rica was great. It's a beautiful hotel, and I was talking to everybody to the point where other hotel guests who were not there for the soccer were asking me, "Oh, what do you do for the team?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just here to support. I'm not
I just follow all the
not here
players on
not here
Instagram, and then
professionally.
I
I'm just
follow where
being
they
weird.
are.
I guess I'm just being weird."
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Eldon Jakupovic just got spanked by Carlos Machado here on the Goalie Wars. As we do a live play-by-play of
This
the
is
MLS
why
Skills Challenge.
we felt we had to postpone the show from yesterday to today because we wanted to give you the live play-by-play for the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge, which really we both agree is the only part of the All-Star MLS All-Star game weekend midweek scenario that is worth watching. But not the goalie wars exactly, in my opinion. That's a little stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm fine with all of them. It's the whole thing is stupid.
Well,
You're
but
right. It's weird. It's just a bunch of.
There's
It
good
should.
stupid and bad stupid. I think the goalie wars are bad stupid. Because it's all these people that we don't know because they're from MLS Next Pro, not MLS. If this was
Right.
Sean Johnson against Matt Freese, I would definitely be tuning in. But it's not. So, anyway.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know why they're not doing that.
Because it's
This used to be a fun
dangerous.
thing back in the day. They reintroduced it. I'm so glad they did because the game itself, why would I care about Mexico's Argentinians versus MLS Argentinians?
Yep.
A pickup game. Who cares? On a Wednesday, they don't even have time for it. Back in the day, my first MLS All-Star game, old man Stefan here, it was rained out. And in the early days of MLS TV, Major League Soccer bought every minute. They bought the airtime and they paid for the production costs. MLS TV broadcasting was one of the league's biggest expenses. They made no income. It was the opposite. They had to pay for it. Right. So because the rain delay, and it was 2002. It was right after the 2002 World Cup where the U.S. made a run to the quarterfinals. The MLS All-Star game was MLS's foreigners versus the 2002 U.S. national team. Now, this wasn't the real 2002 U.S. national team. It was just the ones they could scrounge together who were available and from the league. Most of the star players were back doing preseason with their clubs and stuff. So, it wasn't the exact team, but it was like a representation of that team, whatever that means, versus your Marco Echeverries and your the foreigner boys of the MLS. And it was a fun game, but it was in Washington, D.C. at RFK Stadium. And it rained out, and then it was on ABC, presented by Sierra Mist. And JP Delacamera had to be like, well, it's rained out. And then when it finally kicked off, they only had 2 hours. So they're like, all right, everybody, at halftime, we're going to switch over to ESPN2. So then for about an hour, it was still left on ABC. And then right in the middle of the game, it's like a reminder, if you want to watch the rest of this game, switch over to ESPN2. And then so we switched over to ESPN2 to watch the second half. And that was the early days of MLS. And it was I got this with 3-1. But those are the all-star games I miss, Then they did this thing where it used to be East versus West. Then they did this thing where it was MLS All-Stars versus a club, and that was probably its best iteration.
I disagree, but okay.
I remember Manchester United's reserves just spanking our All-Stars 6-1.
Or Arsenal.
Alex Ferguson.
Arsenal more recently, really. Also, Mikel Arteta really has shown no mercy.
Wasn't that last year or was that 2 years ago?
No, I think that was 2 or 3 years ago because this Liga MX thing has been going on at least twice.
I mean, they have this league.
We have 30 teams. They should just go back to East against West. This idea that this is like any kind of meaningful measuring stick against European teams or Mexican teams or just that anything can be gleaned from this in terms of what the quality of the league is obviously completely ridiculous. So they should just go east against West, and then it'd be more fun, and there'd be more players would get in.
Would it? I mean, what does make sense, but also used to be called All-Star Weekend. They're like, we don't have time for that anymore.
Yeah, now it's a
They
midweek.
refused to cancel the game, so they're shoving it in a Wednesday somewhere. And now it's the kickoff to Leagues Cup. So that does make a little sense. Like spiritually, it's like the kickoff to Leagues Cup.
Okay.
Because the Mexican clubs are our guests now, and so it makes a little sense spiritually. But the big debate is Leo Messi's skipping it, right? He's not here today. I don't think he's going to be here tomorrow. And you said people get more playing time and blah blah blah. Do we want, like, there are no New York Red Bulls players involved this weekend, and this midweek.
No, we don't have anybody either.
And I don't know about you. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Totally
like, good. Get some rest. Like I don't want any wasted minutes or injuries on my guys. So,
well, but I mean, you do feel sort of happy. I mean, it is kind of a recognition. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag. I mean, well, when I was definitely excited when Jimmy Sands got to go. Was it last year or the year before? They had Thiago Martins, and I was just like, this is just propaganda. Like, that guy's not that good. Like, why is he there? And yeah, I mean, the selections are often like a year late. It seems like people, like it takes everybody to, like, people who get chosen for being good, like previously. So I don't know. I mean, it's flawed, but it's, yeah. I mean, if they would just get rid of it, that would also be fine. But I guess this is one of those vestiges of the Americanness of it that we have to have. The Premier League doesn't have an all-star game, or the Bundesliga. It's not a thing anywhere else. But
yeah, it's almost like it's
an American thing. And I mean, in every other American league, it's also kind of turned into. I mean, the NBA All-Star Game is just a complete joke. The Pro Bowl, I don't know if that's a real thing. I think baseball probably does the best job of the major sports. But
when I was a kid, that was always a lot of fun. I used to love the NBA All-Star Game. But yeah, it's just a party, It just reminds me of that Office from The Office, that joke. Have you ever seen Threat Level Midnight, the Office movie?
No, I have
Michael
not.
Scott. There's an episode, Michael Scott, there's a running joke where Michael Scott makes a movie. And then later in the show, they show the movie. It's called Threat Level Midnight.
Okay.
It's a fun little episode. But in it, he plays a spy. And then in typical Michael Scott fashion, all of the spy's greatest works are he saves all-star games. So it's just a bunch of article clippings of, like, last year he saved the WNBA all-star game. This year he saved the NHL all-star game. Just saying, it's like, Mr. Scott, please, someone's trying to blow up the NBA, like the Major League Baseball all-star game. He's like, I'll do it, Mr. President. And, and that's a perfect example of, like, Michael Scott's the kind of dude who loves all-star games.
Yeah.
But he's like kind of a ridiculous
guy
person.
who goes to Sparrows to get a New York license, and he likes the All-Star Game for his sport.
Right. He's an All-Star Game guy. Yeah, but I mean, no judgment for those who participate, but happy All-Star.
I will report, though, they give out bucket hats apparently at the MLS All-Star Weekend. Blue bucket hats. Those are looking good. I would take one of those.
Did you see that red Coca-Cola bucket hat? I like that. That's got some real 94 World Cup vibes.
No.
But Clint Dempsey and Lindsay, the other one, Lindsay, I just saw her name on the thing.
She got married. It used to be Horan, but I think she's now called something else.
Yeah, Lindsay Heaps, right?
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
Yeah, Dane St. Clair, isn't he a starting goalkeeper? He's the Minnesota United goalkeeper.
Yes, he is.
Is he just saying hi, or is he competing? But anyway, I guess this year they're adding Clint Dempsey, like they're adding alumni or whatever. Clint Dempsey's competing, and I'm all about that.
It's a free-for-all.
The year Atletico Madrid came by with Ache, back when you saw Atletico Madrid, when they competed, that was fun. Like, if Bayern München came to town and Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer did goalie wars and skills challenge, sign me up.
Crossbar challenge. No, Dane St. Clair is just here to comment. He's just a commentator.
Oh yeah, he's got a camera. He's got a GoPro.
He's got a camera. He's just like yeah, it's out of focus. Not great. But
so that's what's happening now. But we had something else happen this weekend.
Yeah, what should we talk about?
I think the biggest story is the Deutschen Frauen.
Oh
right?
yeah,
The German ladies.
That was the big
I-
one. Ann-Kathrin Berger.
I know. Gotham City's Ann-Kathrin
Yeah,
Berger.
that's true.
She was such a hero. She was a hero last time. She's a hero this time. The German ladies, which I'm going to admit, we had so much soccer. It took me a minute to plug into the lady Euros. But now is a great time to plug in. It is the knockout round, and Germany faced the Germany-France game was just such a beautiful example of why women's football can be so much fun, because the game started. I was texting you. I'm just like, we lost the game. Was she our team captain? One of our key players tugged the hair of a French player randomly off a free kick off the ball. She just just tugged her hair.
Not a move.
Which is total women's football, by the way. So
13
VAR
minutes,
had to be
although
like,
that happens to Mark Cucurella a lot too, apparently, in the men's. I mean, that's no joke. Like he's got several people red carded for pulling his hair. I guess it's just irresistible sometimes. You gotta flock a hair in front of you. It's just a reflex. You don't even think about it. You just kind of give it a little yank.
Bad reflex, because it led to
a red card.
her getting a red card. It was like a VAR moment. She got a red card. And yeah, we're like 13 minutes in, and it's like down to 10 players. Now in the men's game, that means you're done. You lost, right? It brings me right back to USA Panama. It's like, no, that's the end of that. However, so the French, who then played essentially 120 minutes or 110 minutes at Lady Up, never took advantage of it. They still never had the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
the German women just played their hearts out.
It was a poor performance by France.
Yes, very poor. I mean, they had an advantage and they didn't utilize anything. The only goal they scored was the penalty that they got from the hair tug. And the German women just fought and played their hearts out and got an equalizer and got a winner. And then the France almost got the winner on an own goal. But Ann-Kathrin Berger did the save of the tournament when she ran back and reached back, and like literally we're all in our seat, and then she saved it. And then it led to penalties, where Ann-Kathrin Berger scored and blocked the last two to finish it up. And then it's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Germany threw on penalties.
Germany had a penalty also in regulation. Yeah, not to forget. They could have just won it. But that was another poor – there have been a lot of poor penalties in this tournament, and that was another one that got saved by the French goalkeeper. Yeah, that was very exciting. And they won this game to earn the right to be slaughtered by Spain tomorrow.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Bjorn. I believe in women's football, we're allowed to believe a little more, right? Is this unfair of me? Like, yeah, Spain are favorites, but it's like anything can happen. It's women's football. Anything can happen. So maybe Germany's just going to spank them tomorrow.
Do you think because it's the ladies are less predictable than the men? I mean, this happens. This happens. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Today, England came back to beat Italy. Italy really got a heartbreaker it was a heartbreaker of defeat for them. They had a 1-0 lead until 6 minutes into stoppage time when England equalized, and then won the game in extra time on a very soft penalty call that also was saved and only was a goal scored on the rebound. So this was very, very unfortunate for Italy. And England are now in the final to defend their title, either against Spain or Germany.
Defending world champion Spain or Germany, the all-time leading Europa Cup winning team. And also, this is the first time in Euros history where I guess the team down in person, down a goal, was able to win.
Yeah, this has never happened.
Yeah, so good for them. I am, but I like you. I am banking on the unpredictability of women's football to let Germany go through and play and beat England in the final. But time will tell, as the game is tomorrow.
I'm still struggling with the idea that women's football somehow is less predictable than men's football. But okay.
You're right.
I'm going with it. I might be a little unfair here
You're right, because I was just about to talk about how absolutely unpredictable the New York Red Bulls are. As I have no way of telling what's about to happen when a New York Red Bulls game starts. It's like, are we going to win 5-2? Two games ago, we were down 2-0 and won 5-2 with 3 braces, or 6-2, whatever, with 3 different braces. No, 5-2. 3 braces were in that game. One with Chupamote. And then we played, and then we were leading Inter Miami 1-0 the other day, and then we lost 5-1 on that one. So we're going in one direction, we're going the other direction. It's like I don't know what's going on.
Spanked by the resurgent Inter Miami that all of a sudden are good again.
But never fear, Bjorn, because the New York Red Bulls just signed a guy named Gustav Berger. He's 27. He plays in the mighty, mighty Czech League, the Czechia Premier League in Czech Republic. We spent millions of dollars on this man, so never you fear. Never you fear. No, we're saved. We're saved.
Very good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. Well, I'm being a little facetious, Bjorn.
Oh, I did catch that. I did catch.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that?
I catch that hint of facetiousness and bitterness almost one might call it.
Knowing Stefan's America First stance for Major League Soccer. Is this the type of signing that I like, or is this the type of signing that I criticize MLS does? Saudi Arabia doesn't sign 27-year-old Swedes.
You would rather he be replaced with an imaginary American that doesn't exist.
Well, they exist in the academy, or they exist in MLS via a trade, or they exist in better leagues, maybe. But give me a better Swede. Emil Forsberg needs a buddy, not a kid out there.
David Riccio says hello. Good evening, boys. Devastating loss for Italy. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not usually sad for Italian soccer players, but in this case, it was sad.
Yeah, it was. It's especially in a cup tournament to lose so unproficiently. Is that the right word? It's probably a word I just made.
Well, I think Italy were happy to be in the semis. I don't think they've ever made it this far, the Italian women, but it was still, it was a very unfortunate loss. So your team is up and down. So is my team. My team's on a big road trip. I had a magical evening at Banter Bar in Williamsburg, which really is an underrated Brooklyn gem of a soccer bar. I don't go there all that often, even though it's not that far from my house, but it just doesn't occur to me. But I was meeting up for some friends for the NYCFC Orlando away game, and it's just so happened it was also trivia night, and we were able to multitask and watch the game and participate in the trivia, and we won a round of trivia and got free shots right at the same time that NYCFC scored the winning goal on a counter in stoppage time to win the game. I mean, it was like one of the greatest. I was saying this is maybe the best night of my life. It's obviously an overstatement, but it was pretty magical. That was a lucky win we had, and then we played pretty well on Saturday in Kansas City, but could not get more than a 1-1 tie. And the roster purge has continued. Birk Risa is gone, Munsef Bakrar is gone, and we have the new Argentinian DP that we already talked about, and then there's supposedly a Brazilian center back incoming, Raul Gustavo. So we then have the Brazilian double interior defense. We'll see how that goes. And I don't know.
No one's a better center back than a Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean, when you think lockdown defense, you think gotta get ourselves a Brazilian.
Brazilians. I'm being a little facetious again. I don't know. I got a little spice in me tonight, I guess. But yeah. Sorry, I got my eyes. I'm watching iShow Speed doing the skills challenge. They're in bed. This dude's all over. I don't know who this person is, but he's all over.
He has a lot of YouTube followers. That's what we learned upon his introduction. That's why he's here.
Just marketing, getting the kids involved.
Yeah, getting the kids involved. The kids are about the YouTube.
Everything about MLS is desperate. Everything. This is just a part of that. Like, I have them everywhere. I saw a video on my phone yesterday of him sitting in the back seat with Jamie Carragher in a car somewhere, and him being like, hey, I bet you've never even won the Champions League. To Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher's like, I didn't just win the Champions League. I was part of the greatest Champions League final of all time, jerk. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? He doesn't know soccer, but he's all over the soccer TV. It's like, I guess people are learning, the kids are learning about history with him. I don't know. But yeah, MLS, good MLS. And you know what, Bjorn, I've talked about this before, man. But the New York teams just can't get rid of each other. Whatever you do, we do. We'll always be 8th and 9th. We'll always be 7th and 8th. We'll always be 5th and 6th. That's where we belong, right? That's where, since we started this podcast, both of our teams have always been seemingly 8th and 9th place
in lockstep.
That's just where they live.
I really thought we were going to win that game in Kansas City because we really were dominant for a lot of it and had a lead. And just sort of looking at the map, that would have really separated us a little bit, but that did not happen. So yeah, we can't separate. We can't separate. The LA teams had themselves quite a game this weekend. Marco Reus with an assist or two. Here's a little news that I guess we kind of know, as it still teases. Sky Sports Deutschland this morning confirmed that Thomas Muller is heading to MLS. That's confirmed. Ooh, where?
So Thomas Muller is. That's the thing. The tweet said 2 clubs are in the conversation. One being LAFC, but the other being a mystery. Now people are assuming it's Cincinnati, as he officially turned down Cincinnati a month or two ago. So maybe it's still between those 2 clubs. Oh, that'd be so cool. Bjorn, that'd be so cool. Although I want it to be LAFC simply because I can go see him. I can go see him come off the bench for 5 minutes away with everybody and be terrible in this league as he yells IQ instructions, but A, players don't speak English, and B, they don't have the same IQ that he has. He's running around the team being like, you guys aren't Arjen Robben and Frank Ribery.
So he is coming for sure. All right. Well,
he's coming MLS. Official announcement imminent 7 to 10 days. So, but what that means is the contract's probably been signed. And the announcement.
But why do we not know which team?
Bjorn, MLS is a league of mysteries.
He's still negotiating with MLS HQ, like which team. I mean, he's committed to coming over, but we're still figuring out which. Yeah, I mean, only in America, I guess. All right.
Only in America. He's coming. Yeah. Imagine if it was like, it's been confirmed. Thomas Muller is going to the English Premier League. However, you won't know the club for about another 2 weeks.
He's still making up his mind. He's got a couple different options. He has to do another. Yeah, he's got a. They gave him some Skyline chili, and he thought it was a joke. And now they have to repair this. Anyway, we'll find out.
It is a joke. But yeah, so there you go. The league we got. But speaking of Cincinnati seems to be the only club that can manage Inter Miami's force of strength, as Inter Miami has been on a tear. But they have one little black sheep game, a 3-0 loss to FC Cincinnati.
Yes,
FC Cincinnati representing a good MLS squad, what it should look like, and I think Inter Miami and Cincinnati are the 2 clubs that have something to say as of right now. But in MLS fashion, it's July. So that means Jack until October comes around. And that's where all the rest of the clubs still have time to gain speed, including your NYCFC and mine.
Well, we have committed ourselves to some new. We got to see. We'll have to see if these guys are good. I mean, this is really it's crunch time for our front office, because if these guys don't hit, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out Timo Vanna on our half. We got the Swedish dude that took like a month. It takes forever at my class. I hear rumors, and then like 3 months later they'll sign. I'm like, I thought they signed 3 months ago. It's like, no, it's how long it takes. That's all it takes for them to figure something out. So we're talking Timo Vanna right now. Now, we talked about this last week. I'm debating whether he'd have any sort of real effect anyway, as he's a young dude who is just washed. So who knows? But maybe New York City is a great refresh for him, and he'll enjoy playing without the pressure of the press and without the pressure of the English Premier League on his back, and maybe that'll help him excel in a league like this. Who knows? Who knows? One could hope. But yeah, MLS be MLSn, man. MLS be MLSn.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The summer is, I mean, we have one more game. I guess it's one more match day, and then we got the Leagues Cup, the last edition of the Summer of Soccer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we have that too? Isn't that? Let me just double check. I figured this All-Star game would lead right into the Leagues Cup.
Diego Luna just pulled out his shooting challenge on the last two. He got 15 points on the last two shots. Since we want to keep informed about the stuff that really matters.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there to talk about? The transfer, the Nick Woltemade transfer from VfB to Bayern is a saga. Bayern is offering more and more money, but Stuttgart still doesn't seem interested.
What do you think about that, by the way? It started because I thought it was almost a done deal. Nick, so let's start. Okay, so let's start talking transfers. In Germany, the song of the summer is Nick Woltemade, right? He was a new player for the German Nations League games where he did not impress, and I was very unimpressed.
But at the U21 Euro,
then he went to the U21 Euros and impressed.
Yes.
And showed why he's song of the summer, the youngster. And Bayern München are like, you know what? This is going to be our Harry Kane, long-term Harry Kane replacement or whatever. Let's sign him. And then who was it? Was it what's Baldy McGee's name? Former Bayern and BFLB technical director. What's his name? Matthias Sammer. Sammer, didn't he come out and say he was disgusted by maybe it wasn't Sammer, but pretty much the DFB denounced Bayern München's behavior towards signing Nick Woltemade, and they said that they should not have called him during the U21 and bothered him during the Euro U21. They should have waited until it was all done with or something, which is not really how that works. I don't know. That was an interesting take. I think that's a very German thing, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's these like written rules or unwritten rules, but it's all also like just kind of, maneuvering around these I mean, Stuttgart clearly doesn't. It seems like Bayern said they wanted him, and he was into it. I think he probably got his head turned, and Stuttgart don't like it, and so now there's this back and forth. So,
but they're not even talking to him. Like, what was that famous quote where I think they offered 50 million or 60 million, and Bayern München said, "We live in a world where we offer Stuttgart 50 million, and they don't even want to return."
And they can't even. You don't even get a meeting. Yeah, you can't even get a meeting for 60. Yeah, but we'll see.
But what's better?
It's a dicey situation because it's a young player, and he kind of clearly wants this to happen, but.
But if he goes to Bayern, Bjorn, he gets lost on the bench, right? That's got
I mean, and he
goes to Bayern München, he get lost on the bench.
He's not all that, like he is. Yeah, when he played for the first team, he sort of struggled. He's not very good in the air. He's a decent passer, but yeah, I don't know why. I think he would also it'd be fine for him to stay at Stuttgart. But yeah, once Bayern start throwing their weight around, then things get confusing. So we'll see how that turns out. Hugo Ekitike is going to Liverpool
from Eintracht Frankfurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eintracht Frankfurt has been kind of the unsung heroes over the last two seasons as far as the transfer market is concerned, right?
Yeah,
they've been
money.
They've been aggressive buying throughout the league, which is good to have a new player on the market, to have a new team doing that in the league. So it's not just buying, but they've also been crushing it with selling their players off to, Mahmoud went to Manchester City, and they've got a TK going to, was it Liverpool you just said?
Yeah.
And then I believe they've had one or two others, but there you go. The farm league continues. but speaking of Bayern München, their big saga over the summer is getting themselves a winger. It was Rafael Leao, and that guy just fell through. And then it was Marcus Rashford, and thankfully that fell through. I don't know what Marcus Rashford to Bayern was supposed to do. But the latest to try to get their hands on is Luis Diaz.
Yeah, that's still on, right?
That's still on. They just I think offered 75 million for them. Bayern Munich's cap is 75 million. And the sad reality is we live in a market where 75 million just doesn't cut it for the big clubs anymore. Where Bayern München's doing this thing where it's like that's as much as we're going to spend on a player. Like Florian Wirtz, if you want to, like, we didn't have 100 million for Florian Wirtz. England did because they have American billionaires subsidizing them. That wasn't a problem.
Well, in the Premier League, everybody is 60 million. I mean, there've been all these Morgan Gibbs-White, Brian Mbeumo,
right?
All these people you've never heard of are $60 million in the Premier League.
Right. Yeah, it's really affecting the rest of the market. So someone mentioned that by this time last year, Bayern München already finished all their major signings. They have a big board meeting come up. Jan Driesen is under some pressure because they need a winger and they just can't find it. Now, Bjorn, help me out with this. You're a little closer you're a little closer to the English Premier League than I am. Everyone on the Bayern boards and the Facebook and the social media sphere that I'm a member of, that I swim in that pool, they are just so confused as to why Bayern München would want a player like Luis Diaz, and much less for that price. And then people are just really ripping apart Luis Diaz for just not being skilled enough. Now, I Google Luis Diaz. He seems to be a solid dude, right? He's got good numbers.
He's very
apparently
good.
His past season was pretty good, right? Am I wrong? Is he a good player or not?
No, he's good. He's great. Yeah, he's very good. I mean, no, that'd be crazy if they got Diaz and Olise and Harry Kane as a front line. Be sick. Yeah, no. There's nothing wrong with Luis Diaz at all. He would stay. I mean, Liverpool also would be happy to keep him. He is, getting to that point where he would like a longer contract, and Liverpool are reluctant to kind of extend him into his 30s. Because
does he play week in and week out?
Oh my God, he's their starting left winger. Yeah,
left
definitely.
Winger.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so I hope
there's no problem with Luis Diaz.
I hope it goes through because we definitely, especially with the retirement of Thomas Muller, with Zanik going to Turkey, and now Yamal Musiala being injured through to Christmas at least. We definitely need a winger.
The question is, do you want to pay that? I mean, Bayern still, they have, I mean, when it comes to transfer fees, they're like the last sucker left, it seems like. I mean, they paid a lot of money for Harry Kane. Like, do you want to pay 75 million for somebody of that age range is a question. Like, it's not the best, but I mean, he's a great, the finance one thing, but he'd be great. Yeah, he'd definitely be a great player for them.
But it is something to keep an eye on. The English clubs spend freely, but at Bayern München, pretty much they're like the kid who only gets presents he gets one present on his birthday and one present for Christmas. So Bayern München, it's like you're allowed one player this summer, so pick it right.
Well, it seems like they're still spending pretty big. Not like they got. I mean, the Harry Kane thing obviously was big, but like Olise, I mean, they seem to still.
It's not.
And they
five players
also.
Summer,
I mean, and even in like the Palhinha transfer was crazy. They totally overpaid for that guy. I mean, it's not like they're so shrewd about their. I mean, Bayern, they're splashing the cash. I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't describe Bayern as a shrewd spending team. I think they are
compared to Manchester City and Liverpool.
Well, but I mean, Manchester City and Liverpool have
the Barcelonas or the Real Madrids in the world. Bayern Munich are in that sphere. They're in the elite sphere.
I mean,
I'm talking in the elite sphere.
I think they are different. I think those are not the same. I think the Premier League is head and shoulders above everybody else. I mean, even mid-table teams in the Premier League spend more money than Real and Barcelona these days. Yeah. Like they are just in a different category. Real and Barcelona Barcelona have real trouble. They can't register anyone because they have all these restrictions because of their finances. So those are not, I mean, Bayern can definitely compete with those guys. But whatever their budget is, I mean, they haven't used it super well, I would contend, over the last couple of years. They've definitely spent some, like João Palhinha being the most egregious example, who they really went after and I don't know what they ended up spending, but he has like barely played for them, and I think they're trying to ship him off somewhere. But anyway, yeah,
there is a club in Germany that just splashed the cash to get themselves a new super striker. That club is called Wolfsburg, and their new super striker is a young American named Josh Sargent.
That's right. Is that official? That's been?
I don't think it's like Fab Romano official. I don't think it's official.
That's
but
pretty good.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see him. I don't know. I don't watch Norwich a lot. He seems like he's scoring a lot of goals. He seems like people were after him. He has not looked good for the national team and hasn't made the team recently. So it'd be great we get to see him. That'll be a reason to watch Wolfsburg, because otherwise,
yeah, I'll be watching him because see if he can still. He struggled to score at Werder Bremen, but he was a young'un, and then he broke out of his shell. But it was the championship. And I don't know how the championship translates to the Bundesliga.
We're gonna see.
But speaking of that, there was a young American who was a key figure for a German club that just won themselves promotion, going to the Bundesliga. And what does this American do? He bent over backwards to stay in the second division. As Damian Downs left Cologne,
goes to Southampton. Yeah,
very happily joined Southampton to play in the championship next season, as opposed to the Bundesliga. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's probably more money. Right? Like that's probably
it has to be. It has to, at least for him, right? They must have offered him a big contract and just went.
Yeah.
But shouldn't the idea? Am I crazy? Shouldn't the idea of playing top flight football?
Remind me how old he is.
I will remind myself first, and then I will remind you. I want to say like 25. Is that too old? He's 21. He's 21. He's 21 years old.
But
isn't that weird? Is that to me? That's weird, right? Am I the only one who thinks it's weird to like you're a key figure of your club, and then you go to the Bundesliga together, as Cologne, by the way. That's Traditionsverein, a traditional club. And then instead of going up to Bundesliga, it's like I'm going to go up to Southampton and play in their championship with no guarantees at all they'll ever be in the top flight with that.
Well, the money talks, right? Davy Selke is going through this with HSV. He was a big part of their promotion, and he has had kind of a rocky career. He at some point was supposed to be a big prospect, and he also decided to go somewhere else. I forget where he went, but Hamburg offered him more money than he's been making, but not as much as he was getting wherever he went, which I can't remember now. But like,
I'll look it up.
In the end, it's. I think you have a short career, and if you, as a 21-year-old, you're looking at a significant upgrade in salary.
He went to Istanbul.
Oh, see, yeah, right. Yeah, same kind of thing, right? Wouldn't you rather play in the Bundesliga with Hamburg than go to Istanbul for, with the team that you managed to get promoted with after a bunch of Bundesliga 2 drama? I think, but I think, yeah, it's all about the money.
About the Benjamins.
It's all about the Hamiltons. Yeah.
Speaking of the Hamiltons, the biggest transfer in American summer, the American summer transfer saga, our silly season, has one big main star. There's a bunch of side stars. Weston McKennie is apparently being offered to Atletico Madrid, to maybe where he gets to play with Johnny, and a little this, a little that. Is Christian Pulisic going to go to
Thiago Almada is going there too, so they got a lot of midfielders.
Thiago Almada is going there, but the question is, where is Giovanni Reina going to go? Where's Gio go?
Yeah, what's the latest?
Gio going to LAFC? Is he going to MLS?
I rely on you for Gio watch.
It was going to be LAFC. I knew that was crap. It was. Dortmund and Parma in Italy's Parma, are now back and forthing. Gio Reyna. Oh, Matthew McConaughey, by the way, is narrating this because it's Austin. This is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. This is Matthew Town. The MLS won the skills challenge, the shooting challenge, with a big comeback by Evander.
Hey, heck yeah. That'll show him. We can lose every CONCACAF Champions Cup game down there, But as long as we win the skills challenge,
Here's
that'll
Matthew.
show.
You were ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
I think I'm ahead of you.
But
Giovanni Reyna has agreed to personal terms. Dortmund want 10 million, Parma offering 6 million. And Dortmund are just sitting on Gio Reyna, overvaluing him. So they're back and forthing right now. And in my mind, it's like, Dortmund, just take the 6 million and cut him loose.
Seems like
cut our boy loose.
Seems like that can be worked out.
Let's hope it works out. But Gio Reyna is going to Parma, and my big questions are this. Can he play week in, week out regularly? And can he say yes, sir, and no, sir, to his coach and be a good teammate? Because that's the big question I have for Gio.
I mean, Parma
is he poison?
Like it'd be a good. But I mean,
versus
let's
LAFC,
just pause
sure.
here. I mean, obviously, we'll see how he does, and I don't know. I don't have any answers to these questions.
Can he be a good teammate, or is he locker room poison? I think that's the big question with Gio Reyna.
But I mean, but would you have? But just like. So sad, the whole, 6 million to 10 million, that's what we're talking about here. And Gio Reyna, CONCACAF player of the year or whatever, like the big American hope. These are not numbers. These are not numbers that a few years ago you would have thought were the kind of numbers that would be talked about. And
Christian Pulisic was essentially in the same situation a couple of years earlier. He was the first American star, and he went to Chelsea for $77 million.
I mean,
Gio Reyna comes out, and now he's being offloaded for, I think they're trying to get $8 million for him. So yeah, it's a different one. Ain't like the other.
Yeah.
100%. So, but Gio Reyna is a reclamation project. He's very talented. He's 22, still young-ish, but he's never been a regular player ever in his career yet. So he needs to go somewhere where he plays week in and week out, and he plays, and they lean on him, and he can excel. I want to see that happen. But for me, the bigger question with him is like, can he be a bro? Can he be a teammate? I wouldn't be surprised if the dude is a little bit of a head case, and I think that's been getting in his way. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that's what's happening.
It's hard to say.
Saying
nobody ever had anything bad to say about him in Dortmund. But at the same time, he also never really made he never really was a starter consistently. So yeah.
Okay, Bjorn, party foul. There's American football being thrown into
I'm noticing this too. It's
an NFL
really
player.
just, I guess it's Texas. You can't get you need a little football. If you're in Texas, you got to have a little football in it.
But shouldn't they be better? They're literally throwing it with their hands and they're missing. That dude's clearly an NFL professional.
His son, or the little guy just showed up. His
son.
Is that his son? I don't know. It's Vince.
I don't know who those guys are.
No, Vince Young
guys.
is the tall guy. He was he's a little older than he used to be. I guess we all are. All right, so
that's the transfer roundup.
That's it. Yeah, that's really all we got, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other big. Ajiman officially did go to Derby County, where I wouldn't be surprised we never hear from him again.
I wouldn't be either. I don't know. We'll see about him. And apparently, Pochettino was crying in the locker room after the finals loss. What do you want to riff about that for a second?
Yeah, my response is thank you for bringing that up because it is news. U.S. Soccer and their digital media efforts film everything and then cut it together and put it on YouTube. Yeah, you know what? I have very mixed feelings. Firstly, he talked about all the adversity they faced. And I'm like, I'd love to hear what you guys think adversity is because
all their good players not coming.
Yeah, and then Pochettino would complain about there's no culture here, there's no fans.
The adversity that I faced having to play you chumps.
Yeah, it's pretty self-inflicted wound. Self-inflicted, I think. Or also he complained about the ref at the final, which is cool and all, but the reality is, as crazy as of a call that was, technically it was a correct call at handball. So, but you're right. The refs are definitely anti-American biased, but I like the fact that he cried and was really passionate, really invested. And there is, of all this Poch era for about a year, most of it's been pretty negative. But one of the positive things I'm seeing is when he has time and they're together, he does rally the troops a bit. And they do see, like, Malik Tillman broke out of a shell. Diego Luna had a good summer. And, like, players did show up. Matty Freeze had himself a good showcasing summer, And, like, it seems like they are all in it for each other. It seems like there's some good team chemistry going on. So I do like that. However, I'm very critical of the quote-unquote adversity they faced,
But I mean,
I'm
that's
I don't know.
like every team ever, right? No, it's not like
Yeah, I guess.
it's always like
But
everybody wrote us off. They
But update Bjorn on that. We had a good Stefan news happening today. The American Outlaws, who I don't look up to in a lot of ways, but the American Outlaws have struck an agreement with U.S. Soccer that tickets can no longer be more expensive than $40.
Oh, for the Outlaws or
For the Outlaws. However, the USA Ecuador friendly, or one of them, maybe not Ecuador, but online, one of their friendlies, the high end tickets are $40. So they're finally doing what I've been saying for frickin' years now. I think 2015 is when this started. I remember the price gouging started during the Carlos Cordero era. They're finally letting go, and they're finally trying to sell reasonably priced tickets to families. So we'll see if that has a positive effect on U.S. Soccer's attendance, as U.S. Soccer has an attendance problem. I know when I was a member of the American Outlaws, the U.S. Soccer tickets were not any cheaper. In fact, they were more expensive than if I just bought them on StubHub. So I didn't really understand why I was an American Outlaws member, because like tickets on the low end were like $100. I'm like, well, that's the problem. Now tickets are less than half that, and I'm like, good. That's sell and market to U.S. You want American fans in the stadium? Sell it and market it to us. Now, granted, this does not affect CONCACAF games and FIFA games. It's just U.S. Soccer games. But it's a good step in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to these friendlies just to see if they can finally bring an American crowd out. It is in Austin, where we're watching our skills challenge.
Yeah.
It'll be in Austin. Austin FC packs that stadium. There's no reason they can't pack that stadium for a U.S. game for some U.S. fans. I'm of the opinion they should be able to pack NFL stadiums doing this stuff, but here they are still trying to figure out MLS stadiums. So
I mean,
more power.
We are right. I mean, we're so we have that conversation every week, right?
Right.
There should be more fans,
So
but there aren't.
This will be a good, but this is a step in the right direction. So we'll see what kind of
very good
effect this has.
All right, then, Bjorn.
We did it.
We did it. This was the skills challenge continues. We have the touch challenge. We have U.S. men's national team international Zendejas competing for Liga MX, but really struggling. The touch challenge has been pretty embarrassing so far for everyone involved. If you care about that kind of thing. Anyway, we will see you again next week.
Prediction tomorrow, the big game. What's your final score prediction? Who scores the goal?
I'm not going to watch.
Who scores?
I predict I'm not going to watch, and I will not know how it ends.
It's a pretty solid prediction. I'll probably watch it, maybe. We'll see, because I have nothing else to do.
I mean, maybe I will. It's possible. Although, no, I'm supposed to go to a movie.
Listen, if you're talking to Dwayne De Rosario's kids and following him and stuff like that, you're the kind of guy that would watch MLS All-Star Game. Come on, don't lie.
Yeah, I'm cutting back a little bit. But anyway.
Don't think you're too cool for the MLS All-Star Game.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not too cool. All right. We'll see you later. Tschüss.
Bis nächste Woche.